And Arunachal Pradesh in 2004, the BJP won both the seats in Arunachal Pradesh. Yeah. But the Congress swept both the seats in 2009. What are we predicting now?
Yeah. So in 2009, the Congress swept both the seats, polling 51% of the votes, vis-a-vis 37% of the votes for the BJP. Yeah. Right now, we are predicting a draw with one seat for the Congress, one seat for the BJP, and a vote share that's pretty close, 47 and 43.
Right. So it was 2-0 for the Congress. Congress loses one, BJP gains one. Yeah. Politics is centered around individuals.
Absolutely.
Kiran Raiju left the BJP and came back.
Absolutely. I mean, let's not forget, in 2004, just before the Lok Sabha polls, when it was thought that the NDA would sweep, the incumbent Congress chief minister defected en masse with all his MLAs to the BJP. Yeah. So this is a state which is very much guided by regional leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the big state of Assam, the biggest state of the Northeast, which comes with 14 seats. 14 seats. The whole challenge in the Northeast is whether the Vajpayee factor will have any effect. Whether the Modi factor will have any effect. The Vajpayee factor had an effect in 98 and 99. Sorry about that. You know, I have always found this state fascinating. Besides coming from this state, is that the BJP, despite a presence in the absence of strong regional leaders, has really not been able to make an impact. Now, Yashwant is actually predicting something quite dramatic.
Quite dramatic. Now, according to the C voter poll, the BJP's vote share is predicted to touch 30%, which is not dissimilar from the 1999 Kargil election vote share, which was also 30% for the BJP. But at that point of time, due to a lack of local leaders, the party failed in conversion. It still won 2 seats. Round about this time, the poll shows that the BJP in February 2004, with a 30% vote share, could win about 5 seats, leaving the Congress behind here at a 29% vote share. So the BJP, with its concentrated, a vote of 30%, could get about 5 seats. The Congress is there behind at 29% of the votes here. And if you look at the Congress's seat share here, it's growing. It's been sort of down in April 2013 to 5. It kept growing. Sort of here after this 9 in October 2013, the Modi factor seems to be picking up, and here there is a tally of 7 for the Congress and the BJP actually ascending to 5.
But I'd like to just start off with a question to you, Yashwant, on that. You expect the BJP to be the single largest party in terms of vote share? What this graph is not showing here is that in the past the BJP has got close to 30% vote share when Vajpayee was Prime Minister, but they converted only 2 out of 14 seats. Right. You are saying with the same vote share, the BJP will now get, and let's put that graph out, will actually get 5 out of 13 seats, and in terms of seat share be the biggest party in Assam. It's going to be dramatic, but...
It's going to be dramatic because...
But you really expect this conversion to happen?
I can expect this conversion, but it is still not converting the same way that the 30% vote share should have converted. Still you can figure out that Congress is 29 and is still getting more seats than the BJP for a simple reason.
They have no strong regional leaders. They have no face out there simply on the basis of Mr. Modi.
Mr. Modi, that's only vote for Modi, number one. Number two, the seats which the BJP is winning or probably going to win is going to be with the huge margins over there. That is why the overall state vote share is going up. That doesn't mean BJP has an equally strong presence across all 14 seats of Assam.
Well, it's recording its best performance in Assam. Who better than Wasbir Hussain, who's our consulting editor, to give us his view on whether he agrees with that possibility. Wasbir, the 30% vote share, 5 out of 14 seats for the BJP, tremendous showing. Theoretically, it's possible, but you're the man on the ground. What would you say to Yashwant?
I, to a great extent, agree with Yashwant, because if this is what your projection is showing, the result of that is because the AGP, which was the primary opposition party in the state, has been extremely performing very, very poorly in all the elections since 2001. AGP's graph is going, and BJP, which won 4 seats in 2009, and if the BJP is projected to gain 1, that to me, maybe at the cost of 1 seat that the AGP had in 2009. Perhaps they are going to grab it from the AGP rather than from the Congress. And this is particularly because, the Modi effect is only now. Modi addressed his rally only on the 8th of this month, and I don't know when this projection on this survey was actually done. But this was the public rally which Modi addressed in the heart of Guwahati was the largest ever public rally that Assam had actually witnessed. But the million-dollar question is whether this is going to translate into votes.
Our fieldwork in Assam was before Mr. Modi's rally, by the way.
At this point of time, is that it is because of the lack of an effective opposition in the state that the BJP has not been able to actually translate its votes, although the projection shows that it is getting 30% share.
Well, in December, Tarun Gogoi had said that he will quit politics, I think, or I don't know whether he said I'll quit as chief minister if the Congress gets less than 7 out of 14 in Assam. Now he's really coming close to, he'd be a worried man today, Wajbi.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi will be an extremely worried man today because, he had openly said that he has assured Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi that he will get at least 12 seats. Up from 7 in 2009, and it is not therefore surprising that the Congress, or for that matter the UPA, is banking on at least 2 to 3 more seats, which they expect to get in the form of their Bodo ally, that is the Bodoland People's Party, People's Front, as well as the AUDF. And it's a very peculiar situation, Arnab. The All India United Democratic Front, led by Maulana Badruddin Ajmal, it is acting as an opposition party in Assam, but it's an ally of the UPA at the center. So the AUDF is expected to stick to that one, or at least improve its tally, and therefore, in fact, Tarun Gogoi will be hoping for the best, at least along with his allies.
Story here is very interesting. In the state of Assam, where Vinod Mehta was there recently, the Congress party plummeting to its worst ever performance since 1991, and the BJP recording, and look at the trend here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the trend that's building up here. We've seen a few states. Inexplicably, when I see this kind of a jump in the state of Assam, and in the absence of a local leadership, mind you, this graph where the Congress is really fighting hard with the BJP in a state where they have no significant local leader at all is telling me that something very different is happening. And this is in the northeast, and this is before Modi's big rally.
That's right.
This is before Modi's big rally in Guwahati in Judges Field.
I want to make it very clear that our fieldwork in Assam was very much before Modi's rally.
So look at the number up there, and the question in the national poll projection repeatedly is, who will form the government if the elections are to be held now? The magic number people say for Narendra Modi is 190 to 200. For him to make a shot at prime ministership, will he reach that? Look at the Assam number, maybe it tells you a story. This graph basically tells you from 2009 right up to now, what we have done is all the C-voter projections are at the bottom of your screen. So these are C-voter projections, not actual elections which we have mapped. And you can see here, it has remained largely flat since the last January C-voter projection, but it's telling you a story. There has been a big climb in the state of Assam, if you look at this part of the graph, since Narendra Modi was made the Prime Minister candidate. Any comments?
Yeah,
please?
I have a question.
Yeah, Ajay.
I'm a little mystified because this seems to be going against the grain of other states. Because in Assam, the only strong regional leader seems to be Tarun Gogoi. The BJP doesn't seem to have one regional leader. The AGP has failed to actually replace the earlier leadership. The other parties seem to be really not there.
Yeah.
Now, why in this situation Tarun Gogoi should have been the person to actually gain the most? Because he is the strongest regional leader. And that was the general expectation. So I'm a little surprised actually at...
I'd like, there's an explanation to that, and I'll pull up some graphics on whether people who vote for a particular party or a regional party at the regional level switch to a national party at the national level. That switch can also happen between national parties. I will pull out some graphics here just to answer your question. Can I just go back to Andhra? I have a graphic here which tells the story of what's been happening in Andhra Pradesh. We call it the Modi X Factor, right? So let me pull out the Modi X Factor from Andhra Pradesh. The point here is we ask our voters a question. This was a C-voter tracking poll. They asked the voters a question. Chandrababu Naidu's voters are asked a question, between Rahul and Modi, who would you prefer? 62% of TDP voters in Andhra Pradesh put their tick mark against Narendra Modi. So I'm not talking about Tarun Gogoi here, but I'll pull out two other parties here from Andhra Pradesh. 62% of Chandrababu Naidu's voters say they'd rather vote for Narendra Modi than Rahul Gandhi at the national level. So if this were to be a presidential election, you'd have a very different kind of verdict. Obviously it's not. 69% of TRS voters, hardcore regional voters, are saying we prefer Narendra Modi rather than Rahul Gandhi at the national level. That's more than 2/3, a sweeping number. They make their choice differently at the national level. I don't know if they'll vote that way. But even if 20% of these voters actually make the switch, then the BJP gets a bump up. I can actually prove it through one more party if I can pull out that graphic, which is as far as the YSR Congress is concerned, they're extremely strong. Does that tell you a story, Manisha?
You know, the important point to note here is different from what Ajay said. These are not regional parties, these are sub-regional leaders. And sub-regional leaders are not putting up the same fight that an NTR once put to the Congress. So not only are we in a post-Congress election, we are also
Ashok Malik wants to make a comment on us.
See, we have to get out of this mindset that a Lok Sabha election in the coalition era is only an agglomeration of state elections and state mandates. This time we are headed towards a national mandate.
Absolutely.
To what degree we don't know. But clearly Modi is a pan-Indian figure. Whether he wins 200, 150, 180, I don't know.
Assam tells
are we looking at this election as a presidential election?
Should we move to
Are people voting for Modi or are they voting for their own candidates and their candidates totally unimportant?
Or is it just an anti-Congress vote? Or is it just an anti-Congress vote?
That's what I was wanting to say, Arnab, because YSR Congress, PDP,
let's move to
and
all
even the other
quickly.
parties.
We'll tell the story when we have more states in our mix. Should we move on very quickly to the big state of Bihar before we begin to draw some conclusions here? Because Bihar, in my view, is the key state for the BJP. Now with 40 seats up there, the BJP has so much potential in that state. In 2009 they get 14% of the vote share, they get 12%, 12 seats, right? In February 2014, and this is the most critical state,
they win 21. Now this is a typical game of the Westminster model, you know, with 31% of the vote share, crossing the typical 30% threshold mark. The BJP gets more than half, just one more than half, 21 by 40. Now, the caveat here is that the poll carried out before the formulation of the LJP Congress Lalu alliance, those three parties also at 21%, 7% and 3% add up to 31% of the vote. So actually the real outcome could be much more challenging, but perhaps this could be the best ever performance.
One second. This, therefore the big headline as far as Bihar is concerned, and you look at the way the BJP has grown, this is the period when that split happens, and the BJP grows up to 21 seats. But even more than 21 seats and the biggest single party that's emerging out of the state of Bihar is the significant fact that in terms of vote share, Yashwant, you can tell me the BJP with a vote share of 31%. The more significant number is the 31% of the vote share. Let's get reactions from this side. Navika, are you surprised with that? 31% vote share in Bihar, 21 seats. The BJP is actually sweeping the state of Bihar in an unprecedented manner for the first time. What happens to the JDU? A complete rout.
A complete rout, and that's the story in Bihar.
And if at all there, as Jay said, that if at all there is a formal coalition and between Congress, LJP and Lalu, this will further go bipolar between the two front and the BJP, and JDU is going to be further marginalized in that entire thing.
Navika, you were making a point on Bihar. So look at the national numbers.
The big story in Bihar is Nitish Kumar clearly has to reassess the politics that he does. 17-year-old alliance with the BJP broken. The BJP takes all the benefit. There is an emotional quotient that goes with the BJP after Nitish Kumar walks out of that alliance. And also what Nitish Kumar will need to look at is the division of the Muslim vote, with the Congress on one side and Nitish Kumar also vying for the same Muslim vote in Bihar. It's going to be a huge challenge for Nitish Kumar to retain that vote share that he traditionally has had.
Well, you know, that's 21 seats in Bihar. That's significant.
I think between Andhra and Bihar, this is definitely a post-regional party election as well. And not only that, for the BJP, if these are the numbers, then there are new voters in terms of poor. BJP traditionally has not been a party that has been polling the votes of extremely poor, and especially in the rural areas. Now, this state, between here, we could say that a lot of the young, rural, poor voters would be coming if this is the high percentage of votes that are going in favor of the BJP. So not only is this telling us of a different model of politics where cobbled regional coalitions will not work. These are not transferring votes. So I could say certainly that the RJD, LJP and Congress could combine, still not transfer any votes to each other and not make a significant dent to this scenario. If this indeed of the vote share is the story, there is new ground being gained by the BJP. That would be a definite conclusion. This is very...
Researchers keep on telling me from the ground
this is different.
In seats where Lalu Yadav is in a better position, there even the Rajputs are voting for Lalu's candidate. But seats where BJP is in a better position, there even Yadav voters are voting for the BJP candidate in order to defeat the Nitish candidate. So it's a different kind of a tactical voting that is emerging.
Between Andhra and Bihar, we almost have clear patterns now.
I draw your attention once again to the bigger headline. 21 seats is not completely unexpected. Right? Many people after the Modi speech in Patna, I think that was in the end of October, they did feel, just coming to you sir, they did feel that the BJP is getting again. I am more concerned here about the Congress party performance. The Congress party performance is worse than disastrous. They get one seat with a vote share of 7%. The story here really, and I'm drawing your attention here to the big story here. Look at a party that has gone completely flat. A party which gets 7% of the vote share, which gets reduced to one seat and becomes a non-player in Bihar. Who is going to take responsibility for this kind of a disastrous performance? And Hartosh and Aarti, let me get you in. Are we looking at a big story here of a Congress wipeout in all the key states?
Completely. I think the overriding national sentiment in these elections is anti-Congress. That is really, and I think that is helping to boost Modi, because, you know, the anger against the Congress is so much that, you know, wherever Modi can take advantage of it, he's getting big advantage.
Hartosh.
Well, I think however you read it, it's a battle between Modi and the others, where the Congress on its own is not a significant player. Only where it can harness the others is it in the fight. And the question is which way the numbers add up. And I think Modi is getting stronger. I mean, that much is clear from everything that we've been seeing.
So the BJP supplanting the JDU as this dominant force in Bihar happens after Modi's projection. Nationally, what does that tell you? A, about Modi, and what about the Congress performance?
The big headline in Bihar, as far as I am concerned, is the almost close demise of Nitish Kumar.